4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Drama and Drinks with Jay
and Shay.
Well, today we got our special guest in.
Yes.
My sister has, came with her presence today.
Yes.
She's
she
all
has
in
graced
blue.
us.
She ready.
She ready.
She has on the colors of presidential colors.
Yes.
Yeah. And speaking of that, so we're going to be discussing some of the Democratic candidates, along with a little local and national news.
Yes.
And with a twist of celebrity news.
Twist with a kiss.
But before we do all of that, introduce our drink, Shayna.
All
what
right.
we got?
The drink is the American Martini. Dun, 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 dun,
We ain't need all that.
Oh, okay. It has vodka, blue caraca, lemonade, and grenadine.
Okay, so this is that American drink
red,
that you want
the
to,
white,
in the
and the
honor
blue.
of the presidential 2020
Election.
Yes, we're going to drink up.
Yes.
I want you ladies to give it a taste.
Okay. Y'all ready?
I kind of freestyled it. As you can see, it's blue and red.
Yes. With a
The
little
colors,
bit of white.
represent. We like to represent everything. The white kind of disappeared because I
okay.
ain't have my crushed ice in there. But when you do this drink, you can add the grenadine in first. I usually do it last, but because I know how to do it last. But I didn't have the right. I usually do mine with Sprite. Sprite make it really, really white. Sprite and sour mix. I usually mix those two together. But I kind of improvised. But nevertheless,
It is still good.
you know.
Pretty tasty.
Woo. Quite
Okay.
cool and refreshing. I think I may need a couple of those.
We only gonna give her one. Let's get into some of this news. Okay, so Brooks Patterson passed away.
Yes.
What has it been? A couple weeks now? It hasn't even been a couple weeks.
About 10 days.
Okay, so we can go with a
I was gonna
couple
say
weeks.
about 2 weeks.
And literally, as soon as his announcement went out, everybody started announcing how they wanted his job.
Yes.
Well, he
Had
was in that
people
job
stepping
like
down from their
27
previous
years.
Positions.
Right.
Everybody was going crazy.
Yeah. So what y'all think? Who y'all think has the best hand to get in that position?
Well,
Let's start with our guest. Oh, you
Yes.
know what? So we didn't tell her name.
Yes. I'm sorry.
No, she can introduce herself.
Yes.
I am Shania Jarrett. I am serving as the, we'll say, political consultant
Yes, our
for
political
drama and
analyst.
drinks.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I-
Political consultant.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm a political activist involved in politics, so I know a little bit about this topic. So I am going to share a little bit of that insight with the ladies today. So about Brooks Patterson, interesting, quite interesting. But keep in mind, he had announced earlier this year that he would not be running for re-election.
Yeah,
Right.
he did.
So a couple candidates had already
Right.
stepped forward
That's
to put
true.
their head in the ring.
That's true.
Now, of course, no one expected what happened about 2 weeks ago. In light of his death, sort of
That's true.
a kerfuffle has broken out in terms of who's going to replace him.
Yeah.
Yes.
As you know, he's held the seat for over
27 years.
Yes.
Yep,
I
27.
was like,
over
wow.
27 years. So, quite a few people are anxious to get in there. So the charter states that in the event of death, the Board of Commissioners, they have two options. They can either appoint someone, or if they don't appoint anyone within the 30 days, then a special election shall be held. So
I think they're going to go with the special election.
as of today, it's kind of looking that way
Yeah.
since Dave
Because I've
Woodward
been
has
listening. I'm like, this is going to be a special election.
Well, that wasn't the initial plan. I
Right.
think, as we all
Right.
know now, the initial plan was that they were going to appoint Dave Woodward, who was the
Right.
chairman of the Board of
Board.
Commissioners.
Right.
Dave stepped down to his position in anticipation of being appointed. And as of today, Dave announced that he would be withdrawing his nomination for appointment. Now, Dave had already announced that he was going to run for the seat.
Right.
So he's still planning to run for the seat. But in addition to Dave running for the seat is Andy Meisner, the current Oakland County Treasurer, who had also announced he was going to run for the seat. Both are Democrats. Both have been in office quite a while. Both are colleagues, so it'll be quite interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
But in light of what Dave announced today that he was withdrawing his name, so now the commission, they interviewed a total of 5 people, including Dave Woodward.
Yeah. Randy Hazel and some lady.
One lady and 3
But the lady
men.
had been working with Brooke Patterson, I think the longest, like working with him directly.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to read up on any of her background,
I think
so I don't know.
she was the one that was something to him.
Yeah.
Within his
Cabinet. Or
Yeah.
Maybe
I
a
guess it's-
deputy, one of his deputies.
she was
maybe?
something.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to read up on it. So yeah, now their option is either to appoint one of the 4 that they interviewed, or in fact go with the special election in 30 days. The problem was 2 things about special elections. The good thing is that the voters have their say; they can pick whom they want.
But doesn't it cost?
I was about to say, but that's costly on the
Right.
Special elections are very costly, so you have to weigh the pros versus the cons. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yes.
But certainly, as most pollsters kind of indicated, Oakland County over the years has turned a little bit more blue. So it was anticipated that
it was going to be a Democratic that kind of took that seat.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, stay tuned, people.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Keep an eye out.
Now, yesterday was the 16th anniversary of the massive blackout. Remember,
Yes.
16 years ago, and it seemed like it was longer.
Right.
It seemed like it was so long. 16 years ago, we experienced a massive blackout. Everything went black.
Yes.
So it was Detroit, I think New York,
And
it was a couple other states.
Yeah.
But what were you doing during the blackout? Do you remember?
yeah, I remember getting off work. Like we had to stay there for a minute when the power first went off because they want to make sure it's not us and what's going on. Then they started sending everybody.
Because you was working
home.
for Enterprise.
Yes, I was working for Enterprise.
remember
when the
that.
fire. And they sent us all home. And I remember saying, "Dang, I didn't go grocery shopping." And I was kind of glad I didn't because the refrigerator go bad. And I remember I was like, oh, I'll be okay. Then when it got like pitch dark in the house and I'm trying to find a candle, and I was like, what I'm gonna eat? So I survived on Gatorade and chips because that was the only
you
thing
like
that
a
was
little
left at
rat.
the gas station.
Like a little raccoon.
Yeah. My boyfriend at the time, my boyfriend at the time, he like, baby, I brought some Gatorade. There was no more waters in the stores. So I got us some Gatorade and some chips and stuff. So I survived on snacks.
Well, I remember particularly that day because I was supposed to go to Lansing that day. And what ended up happening is I went and spent the night over at my sister Krista's house. They were living in Oak Park. My phone was still working and all their stuff was completely out.
Yeah.
My phone went out a little bit afterwards, but I still had phone service. I was calling everybody. Nobody phone was working. I was like, nobody phone working. What is going on?
Right.
So I sat there for a while and I was like, no, I ain't gonna stay here. It's getting a little dark.
Right.
So I went over to our sister Krista's house and I spent the night over there the first night, and then the second night I headed to Lansing. Because I was headed there anyway.
Right.
Yep. Naya, do you remember?
I do. I remember some of it. I remember getting off work. I remember it being at work when it happened, and we stayed there for a while. Then I just remember getting off work, driving home, and all the lights were out,
Yes.
and everything was out. And then I remember going home, and I know certainly I didn't have phone service or television service, but I just remember hearing a lot of reports about how the stores were
Right.
being bombarded, the gas stations were being
Yep.
bombarded. So that's sort of my recollection of it. And then I want to say it was out for like 2 days,
It was.
Yeah.
It was because that
days,
that
yeah.
weekend was actually Gabby's open house for her graduation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that particularly because I didn't come back. I didn't get a chance to go to it
Right.
because of this. It kind of
Through everything.
spiraled
off.
down where when I went to Lansing, we ended up staying there because everybody's stuff wasn't back on.
Right.
You know, the world was back on, but
Right.
everybody's stuff wasn't back on. So, yeah, I remember that particularly.
Yeah. Like I said, I remember surviving on
16
Gatorade
years
and
ago.
chips and
16
snacks.
years ago.
That was wild.
And I think we barbecued maybe that following weekend, like, because what else was it to do with the food but barbecue it up?
Don't mind us if we're, falling down while you watch us. Having a couple little problems with our
technical.
But
Okay.
we are all good.
So let's talk about this viral video of Chris Cuomo.
Yes.
So he was very upset. Okay,
Yeah.
one of the first things I want to mention is that he compared that to the N-word.
The N-word.
Eh,
I don't think it's that
it has
serious.
nothing. It has nothing to do with the N-word.
Right.
What happened? If somebody call you a rat and you
Right.
take that offense,
Or the dumb brother.
I understand that.
The dumb
Or
brother. The dumb
brother.
rat brother.
Right, because that's what he was in The Godfather.
Well,
right?
he since walked that back. I think in
Yeah.
the heat of the
He
moment,
had
but
to.
he has since walked
He
that
had
back
to.
and
Right.
and apologized for that comparison.
The
Now,
N-word comes from what? How many years of being
Right,
oppressed?
oppressed.
I mean, come on now, like
Right. That's something off a movie.
you talking about Fredo?
Fredo.
I mean Fredo.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fiction. That's one.
That's a fictional character.
As
so,
one person pointed
and
out.
Fredo got
Right.
his in the end anyway, because
Right.
Michael didn't play that.
at all.
As
But
one
I mean, it
person
is.
pointed
But you
out.
know, if you were Italian American, somebody called you Fredo. Actually, anybody. If you call any
Anybody-
guy,
anybody
black,
Fredo.
white, yellow, Fredo, you know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know that's almost
It's not
like
a
a fight.
compliment.
Yeah, it's not a compliment.
It's a fighting word.
It's a fighting
I
word.
think it's a fighting word.
Yeah, and they said there was before the person started recording, but you could hear Chris Cuomo saying, "That's what those somethings on the right call me." So clearly,
Right.
he knew it was being
And
said
then,
in a
of
negative
course,
Right.
way.
here come y'all president.
Oh.
Just a disgrace. I never heard him like that. I never acted like that. You act like that every day.
Every day.
Every day
You do
you're out
not
of control.
see out of the
Como is a disgrace.
Yeah.
He's out of control.
He said, "This guy is nuts."
I never act like that. You, huh?
And no,
planet are
what
you
about
living
Donald
on?
Jr.? Tried
Yes.
to. Yeah, I said,
Really?
if he don't go have several seats.
Dumb Donald, really?
Well, yeah, because he's Fredo for real.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Listen,
He's more like Fredo to me.
No, I think
Yeah.
the other brother.
well, the most
Well,
most
well, the
referred
other
to
one-
Eric as
yeah,
Fredo. Yeah,
Yeah.
Eric.
And Chris Cuomo, like he said, he had his wife and his child there with him too. You know, even though the guy didn't seem to be aggressive, but still he had his wife and his child.
Well, they
there,
said the
you
guy
know.
was like setting him up. That's
Yeah.
what he was hoping
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
the reaction.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
got it, unfortunately.
Well, looked like Chris
But-
Cuomo was gonna give him them hands.
He
He
should
was.
have.
He was serious about.
He
He was
should
serious
have.
about giving him.
See, because you
And
gotta let
he's not-
somebody know at that point.
Exactly.
I'm not no punk.
But he said
Chris
that.
Cuomo,
He said
Yeah.
that.
He's known, you know, him and Don Lemon, they always laugh about.
Right.
Chris Cuomo is known for being a gym rat and does
Yeah.
CrossFit, so I think he would have dealt with him.
Oh yeah,
Oh, he kind of said that.
yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "You don't want this problem, cause baby, you ain't ready.
Mother with them paws
He was
on
gonna
him.
give him them hands. Yeah.
You ain't ready."
He was about to give him them paws.
Exactly.
I would have been like, "You right."
All up on him like a spider monkey.
Yeah, I don't think that guy wanted that. He wasn't expecting
Yeah,
that.
nah. He was thinking he gonna be. Oh, why would you say that? When he got his face like, motherfucker, I will fuck you up out here. Don't let CNN
He
fool
did not
you.
say all of that.
Well, he said he'll
should-
throw him
and
down
so
those
many
He
stairs.
said,
words.
yeah, he did say, "I'll
called-
throw you down the
He
stairs
called
and
him
treat
a
you like a
punk,
punk."
B-I, and
Yeah,
he
he
said he
did.
would throw him down the stairs.
Yeah,
Yes, he did.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you. See, that's when you have to be like, don't let the little suit and tie CNN fool
Well,
you.
he said that's what he
Yep.
was saying.
Yeah.
In other words,
I
like,
will fuck you all the way up.
yeah, like, oh yeah, you can get these hands.
If I was his wife, we'd have instantly had to get it on in the car. Like, oh, you were so sad.
with the kids, he had the kids.
Oh, when we got on, I'd have rubbed on his penis while he was driving. The kids can't see that. I'm like, ooh, Chris, you were
Maybe,
so aggressive.
maybe when they made it home, maybe she.
Girl, he was so heated.
Like,
he
ooh,
felt
Chris.
no
You know
rub.
when your man get hyped, you be like, Tell him, boo.
Yeah, he was.
It gets you kind of watery in the middle.
He was definitely hyped. That's for sure.
You a fool for
Oh,
that.
yeah, I'd have got him home. What you want, baby? Steak or lobster? Oh, yeah.
Stop it.
He was
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
hyped. That's for sure.
That's right, Chris. Let them know you are not to be played with. They going to stop playing with folks. Because I tell folks all the time, do not let this tone fool you.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, and that's true.
Don't let the president being a gangster tweeter get you
Yeah.
messed up
Yeah,
in person.
because soon
'Cause
as
I
he
ain't
come from
seen
behind that desk,
Exactly.
Because I ain't seen
he
him
gonna be
bail.
running from folks.
Exactly.
Watch.
Exactly.
I ain't seen him bail nobody out of jail yet. He claimed he was bailing everybody out. Oh, fight him. I'll bail you out. I ain't seen nobody. He put him to bail for nobody yet. All you going to do is get your name. And he's a pretty nice guy.
Yep.
It's unfortunate, but he's a pretty nice guy.
Yep.
Yeah, you know that's his word.
Right.
That's how he handled it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, moving on to the celebrity news. So
Yes.
the backlash between, with Jay-Z and the NFL situation. What y'all think? You think he was right to?
I'm sipping my tea on
Yes.
that one.
Well, I think it's still early for me to give a definite answer on this. I want to see what is he going to do with that partnership.
Okay, so can we say what the partnership was? Because you
Yeah.
know it was all about halftime.
Right.
That was the partnership originally.
Okay, see, I
That
didn't get a chance
that
to
Rock
read.
Nation would handle all the halftime performances, who would perform, when and set up all of that for
Right.
for
So
halftime
that's what they
for
wanted to
Super
give
Bowls.
to Jay-Z.
Okay.
Now here's the
Okay.
it's
It's Rock Nation, his company.
Yeah, well, yeah, same
Yeah.
thing. But it's two things that's going with this. So you have NFL saying, "Hey, if we partner with Jay-Z, we
Right.
get
We
all the
look
other
more-
people aboard because
Right.
he has a certain."
And we look like
clout
we're really trying to do
amongst-
something for the black community.
Exactly, and we can turn
We
the
really
page
trying to
on
work
this Kaepernick thing.
Exactly.
Without
Right.
really
We're
without
not
really addressing
just-
that.
exactly.
But
turn the
then
page
I
on it.
understand where Jay-Z coming from. He said, "Well, hey, you trying to partner with me? That's something I'm going to build off on,
Right. Other
from here."
platforms.
Yeah.
So I kind of get that too.
Me too.
Because how
Yeah.
long? Okay, we kneeled.
Yeah.
Kaepernick is not going back on the field.
No.
No.
I mean, and at this point,
At this point,
to
yeah.
me, I
I'm
don't
pretty
know.
sure Jay-Z gonna have, because I know it's one article he said, they need to be funding some other programs and funding some things, and he gonna make sure that happens and that a new talk path is discussed.
Yeah, I see him doing what he say he gonna do.
Yeah, me too.
I don't see him being a yes man
No.
to that because that ain't really
Because like
who
he
he
said,
is.
he said in one of his songs, "Y'all need me, I don't need y'all." And evidently, they needed him.
Yeah,
and
they
now
went to
he about
the
to let
big
that money
fish
talk.
in a sense. You know, they would have went to like a him or a Diddy or
Right.
they went
Yeah.
to the big fish to find out.
Yeah, and you got to be at the table to make change.
Right.
I know Jay-Z was issuing a statement today, and I didn't get a chance to read it, so I don't have all the facts that I would like to have. But
Yeah.
I think, kind of like you said, Jackie,
Yeah.
it brings them to the table.
Right, because I know that
And
the
it opens up that relationship where maybe he can say, well, listen, we also need to address
Yeah.
this, and this, So it does bring them to the table. on
People
that.
felt a certain way.
And then, see, I think what really got people hyped was because somebody reported that Jay-Z had already talked to Colin Kaepernick before he met with them.
Right.
And Jay-Z said, "No, I have not
not
talked
talked
to
to
him,
him."
but
Right.
I definitely am trying to set something up with him." But then Colin Kaepernick's girlfriend, this
Oh,
got
yeah,
on,
she-
ain't nobody talked to Colin, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Hey.
He never
I
said
do-
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
hush
wish
up
Jay-Z
before you
would've
stop the bag.
I
talk
wish
to
he
him.
would have probably
At
had that
least
conversation
so he
with
would
him
know,
before.
Right.
Even if just to say, hey, I just want to let you know this is what I'm doing and this is why I'm doing it.
Right.
So at least, Colin wouldn't have been blindsided, and then he could
Right.
have maybe, his girl, she did go in.
Yeah.
Oh
She went
yeah.
in.
Well,
Yeah.
she's there to protect
But-
her
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Right, but sometimes when you open up your mouth too soon, you fuck up other things.
Because he
Without all
didn't
the
get a
facts.
chance to speak. See,
Right.
everybody be speaking, and that's what
Right.
Jay-Z said.
Yeah.
He kind of said that. I don't hear him.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's speaking.
Yeah.
Right.
You got your girl speaking. You got all these people where you at, man? Tell me how you feel. Tell me what this means to you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's why I wish Jay-Z would have reached out to him because clearly we know he could have got in touch with him, you know. So I wish he would have at least reached out to him just to have a private discussion,
Right.
even if it was just to say, I'm just letting you know this is what I'm doing and this is why I'm doing
Right.
it, you know.
Yeah. I think the courtesy of that
Yeah.
would have, and
Yeah.
Charlemagne the God said that at the
Okay.
at the press
Okay.
thing.
Right.
He brought up a lot of valid points too.
Right.
Okay.
All the things that we're talking about.
Yeah.
But like you said, in order for change to happen, you need to see it at the table.
You gotta be at the table,
So
yeah.
if Jay-Z don't do it,
Who gonna do it?
Who? Yeah, who else?
If you don't want nobody dancing in your videos, I had went to my Suge. I
mean,
went to
yeah.
Suge Knight.
But it would
believe
have
you
to
me,
be
they probably
somebody
reached
of
out
that
to Puffy too.
magnitude.
They
Yeah.
might have reached out, but you know, Puffy been bombarded with them kids.
Right.
He just about
And
to
if
do
you don't
making
want
a
nobody
band.
dancing all up in your videos, in your videos,
But
you go see
it's-
Jay-Z.
It would have to be somebody of that magnitude.
Yeah, it
And
would
in
have to
terms
be
of Puffy,
some of the big wigs
Right.
like Puffy,
And
Jay-Z.
see, Puffy ain't
you know.
got a roster though. You know, he doesn't own a.
But that's why they
entertainment
did Jay-Z because
Right.
Jay-Z has that talent.
roster. The
Exactly.
talent
And
agency.
Puffy's in Italy right now
Right.
with the little young hottie.
Oh,
he ain't
yeah,
got-
Steve
he
Harvey's
ain't got
daughter.
time for this right now.
Lori
Yes.
Harvey's on his wish list. Well, he
Yes.
already hit this, and his son did too.
And
Ooh.
well, you know what? See, I don't know about that. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that that's not
Just
true.
because a person
Right.
hang out with somebody
Yeah.
don't mean that
They
that's
hit that.
like that.
That
You
was a
take
couple.
pictures on Instagram.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that that's not true in terms of
The son,
Lori and
Justin.
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 Yeah,
because neither one of them said anything. That's why I figured it wasn't true. Because I don't see Puffy just being. It's too much
Yeah.
beautiful women out here that he didn't have.
But he like them young.
Yeah, that's true. Because he took
Cassie got too old for
That's,
him.
Yeah.
yeah, she less than half his age.
Yeah,
She's
Cassie
22.
pregnant now and about to
Yeah.
get married.
She
Yeah.
living her best life.
Her little man is fine. They used to be their trainer
Yeah.
together. He fine.
Uh-huh. Well, he training her solo now.
I know.
Yeah.
I can imagine what he was doing.
He is living. She is living her best life. Dang, that's like the true come up after you break up
As
with
a-
somebody. Like, watch this. Watch me work, boo.
Yeah. As a hot 22-year-old should.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting
I mean,
crying,
come on now.
baby.
I mean, shit, she beautiful.
Yeah.
Both of them girls are.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
so they got the pick of the litter. I mean, you know, anybody they want.
All right.
So ASAP Rocky found guilty. Now here's the crazy thing. So they find him guilty, so they don't have to pay him back.
Right.
But then he has to pay this guy.
$1,300.
Yeah. For
Yeah, which is like $12,000 in their
right.
currency.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's
maybe that's for medical.
yeah, but it's interesting that typically the person will have to sue him civilly.
Right.
Civilly, it's
Yes.
interesting that the courts assess that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Their justice system, and then he got the 2-year suspended sentence. A lot of legal scholars, we'll call them,
Yes.
feel that it was somewhat,
Racist.
racially motivated in
Yeah.
terms of going after prosecuting
Racially
him.
motivated and the whole the
Stereo-
country
Right.
motivated
Yeah,
too.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
let me just tell you, the only reason why they let him go is because they saw all the backlash that was
Right.
coming
People were
from
saying
the
they
United
wasn't
States.
doing no concert.
And they
Yeah.
knew that was going to hurt them.
Yeah.
So they said, well, no, we're going to let him go. But we're going to need a couple dollars from
Right.
him.
Yeah.
You know, just to make it seem like,
It's
you
something
know,
really
Yeah.
happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I hope it's a learning lesson in there for
Yes,
some of these
for
rappers.
these
And
young
even though looking
rappers
at
out
the
here.
video, it doesn't look like ASAP. We know they didn't instigate
Right.
it. But even still, they were saying in terms of how the bodyguards dealt with it, supposedly once the guy was down on the ground, they hit him a few more
Yeah.
times.
And with a
So,
bottle
you know,
or
that
something.
street, that may work in the streets, but you better not take your butt over to no other
Well-
countries trying that
well,
crap.
it's a learning lesson.
Right.
Not only for Sweden, but
Yeah.
also, I mean,
Yeah.
of course, not only for ASAP, but for Sweden as well.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's ridiculous that you
Yeah.
have these
Yes.
people that are, what do they call the people that chase around groupies?
Like groupies,
Groupie
yeah.
guys, groupie women. You know,
Harass them folks
Yeah.
thinking they can just get away with
but
anything.
did that for that reason.
But yeah,
Right.
for that
did it for that
reason.
reason.
Yeah.
And that's unfair.
Yeah, they should have faced some sort of charge or something as well, even if it was just a misdemeanor.
That's
you know, for
exactly how I
antagonizing
felt
Right.
them.
about it. I felt like
Yeah.
they should have
Had some
had
charges,
charges
too.
against them as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't keep provoking a person, but then you do have to show restraint. I mean, we live in this world where everything is not going to be, glamorous for
Right.
you. And you can't just lash out, beat down the door,
Right.
kick the person just because you don't like what they're saying.
Right.
Or you don't like.
And I'm just always baffled with these celebrities. You've hired a bodyguard, protection.
Let them do
executive
the job.
Let
is you
them do it.
Why is you
Let
even
them
involved
do
in it?
Yeah.
They trying to get
I'm
their
not
street
about to get out
cred
there
up.
scuffling with nobody, and I'm
Trying
paying
to get my
somebody
street
to
cred up.
Oh, please.
But that's a learning lesson for him, particularly
Yeah.
because
He might want to sit down.
ASAP was the one that felt like he didn't want to get involved with nothing
with
dealing
Black
with
Lives, when the Ferguson
right.
riots,
exactly
and
with Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And it's
But-
cool if he didn't want to get involved with it, but what
But
he said
I was
about
about to say,
it was like,
the
nah,
language.
that's not me. That's on y'all. So
Right.
don't
I don't live
expect
that
people to
life.
come to your support.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because he was like,
Right.
I don't live that life. In other words,
Well, yeah, saying
that's
he lives
kind
a
of what he's
richer-
saying. But then,
yeah, he lives a
but
richer
you-
life.
But you,
Right.
that little
But you-
rich life went downhill when the jail is so bad. It's
Uh-huh.
terrible in here. See,
And you want people to get you
Funny
out.
how the tables turn.
Uh-huh.
The tables have turned, darknesses.
Exactly.
hey,
Yeah.
Karma is a mother.
Yes, it is.
yeah, karma
Yeah.
is for real.
It,
comes back.
around.
It
fast,
comes back.
fast sometimes.
Gotta watch what you say and watch how you
And I
treat
bet you
people.
he was in there like,
Because here's the thing, at the end of the day, the people that came to his support in
Right.
terms of the petition and stuff, those were people that looked like you that you didn't want to support.
exactly.
Yeah,
Let's
I
be
think
for
that
real.
was a great lesson for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And he'd be a lot more humble.
Humble.
So I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what about my favorite Todd Cressley and
Well,
his
say
wife?
no matter the money with ASAP, you still a nigga. Unfortunately, with some of these white folks, so you gotta
Can we
be
get
careful.
to Todd? Because
Todd is going to jail.
I love Todd
It
Cressley.
sounds like Todd is going to jail.
Well, Todd been busy.
Todd is going to jail.
Yeah, he ain't paying on them taxes.
Okay, the funniest thing was,
Well, he said they
did
had a
y'all
bad accountant.
did y'all read his statement?
I did.
It was the funniest thing. Like
I
the
read
statement.
pieces of it.
And I guess if you would have to know Todd Cressley
Yeah.
to know that it was just hilarious to me.
Okay.
So let me tell you what happened.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was, and then he goes, this is how his statement.
Oh, I'm thinking that's the way. Yeah, you started off. Come on, let me tell you what
I
happened.
mean, that is how his statement took place. And I'm like, Todd. And what happened was, and I had somebody working for me, and then them working and this and that.
yeah, he said the guy had a bad account. He was scheming and scamming, forging his name.
Yeah, but then that guy went to
Which
the
could be true.
authorities.
We've heard it before, It
Yeah,
could be
that
true.
guy went to the authorities, and then
ratted him out.
yeah.
I said it ain't so.
Okay.
You know, when somebody saying you did something bad, you know, they always want to blame the accountant. It was the gardener. It was Mr. Colonel Mustard in the library.
Yeah,
It ain't
but
never
okay,
them.
but this is where he went wrong with the statement. He went wrong with the statement when he said the person forged accounts and phony documents that he took to the U.S. Attorney's office. One thing about the U.S. Attorney, I'm gonna tell y'all if y'all don't know,
Right.
they verify everything. You not bringing in something fake to the U.S. Attorney's office,
No.
and they take it. Oh, is that right? And I go off of that, and
Yeah.
you know what? What the indictment papers at? Send me
Right.
the.
Yeah.
Come
yeah,
on
they gotta
now.
verify.
They
and
verifying that
fact check
information.
and- yeah.
So
I think also.
so something wasn't phony.
right.
Now, Todd, I like you,
Uh-huh.
but that ain't.
This
Something
is the
ain't right.
thing. And I don't know if people don't remember this, or maybe, I don't know, maybe y'all think it's too far-fetched, but the IRS does not play about taxes. The IRS
First
took
of all, I
Al
don't like
Capone
it.
down. It wasn't murders, it wasn't drugs, it wasn't prostitution, it wasn't bootlegging, it was
The-
tax
the-
evasion.
And when you're on
IRS.
TV, you can't hide. You
Yes.
on TV for a reason. You want everybody to view in and look and see your glamorous life.
Yeah.
Well, if you live in
The
this glamorous life,
IRS, they gon'
let me tell
when
you
they
one
come in
thing.
for an audit, baby, they want everything
But-
down to the last penny.
Yeah, but
Oh, you brought some penny candy? I need that receipt.
but you got to understand this. You got to understand this. He has filed for taxes, right? But when you're on TV, with all the stuff, and they say,
Yeah.
"Well, wait a minute, let me go get Todd
Yeah.
taxes."
Right.
Now he said he only made
Yeah.
I just added up. You know,
Let me see.
come on,
Millions
now.
You brought the
upon
Barbie
millions.
house.
Yeah.
You got that new.
He said he
Benz
made
truck.
$500,000 this year.
Right.
Now I just added up $10 million.
Right.
Right on TV.
Exactly.
So come on now, whether it's rented or not,
They even got the
you
sum
liable for it.
like you owe too, about
Yeah.
17,000.
I mean, you can't live a good life, baby, and
Yeah.
get away with it. I
They
know.
got his son too,
These-
like
A lot of these celebrities are learning because even Cardi B commented on it. They learning about taxes. Okay, so
Yep.
you thinking, okay, I got $1 million contract. You don't know Uncle Sam,
Sam
gonna
is take
need
40% of that.
of that.
And
come
what
on
you
now.
That's
don't
Uncle
realize,
Sam, and then your
see,
state. If the state,
A lot of these tours, when they go on tours, they paying them cash. They giving
Yep.
them a bag of cash at the end of that
Well, yeah,
concert.
yeah, that's
What
that's
you
a
need
lot
to
of
be
problem.
doing is putting some
Putting
of
it
that money
up.
aside for
you
them
better put up
taxes.
40%.
Nah, they want to go. They want to
Wanna
go
go
run and buy
ball out.
Ferrari,
Jewelry.
Lamborghini.
Uncle Sam ain't playing. You better ask
Maybach.
Wesley
Jewelry.
Snipes, Ryan Isley.
Taking
It's a long
trips.
list of them. You better ask. Uncle
Private
Sam don't
jets.
play.
Yeah, y'all better start.
They don't even
having
play with
receipts
regular
and add
people.
that up.
Shit, they on my back right now.
I owe them right.
Don't tell them you saw me.
Yeah. Look, I just called. So what kind of payment plan is it now?
Exactly. Uncle
They tell
Sam
me,
don't
oh,
play.
you ain't even filed last year yet. Yeah, because I know I owe and I'm scared.
I know that's
Tell
right.
them, ma'am, you're going to have so many penalties. That's fine, but I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
The fear beats the penalties.
and that's what's so crazy. So, you know, regular people like us, when you don't file, you got a penalty, whether you get
Yeah.
money back or not.
Yeah.
But the crazy part about it is that you taking out so much money out my
Yes,
check. I don't know why
yeah.
I gotta still pay you.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do I
yeah.
keep on you?
Yeah, you
Every
taking so
year.
much
I thought
out the
that's why you
paycheck,
taking
yeah.
it out.
Yeah.
Every
yeah.
year. I got to go, shoot, Monday. I got to go to the little free tax services. Okay, look here. Let me see what y'all can do for me. Because I can't even pay. I don't feel like I shouldn't have to pay nobody to do my taxes when I owe. Like,
Yeah,
ask me.
I ran into that too.
Yes, and I have a
I
wonderful
do my
tax.
own.
I have a
Sam, don't
wonderful
play.
tax
I do
lady.
my own, and they
But it
sent
be
that back
hard.
like,
Like,
we gonna need to know who did these taxes.
Exactly.
Oh, that was me. Maybe I didn't follow all
Right.
the right directions.
Yeah. Oh, number 15, and you skip on down to 20.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I don't
16.
even like what that say. Okay,
Yeah,
going on
exactly.
down.
So they
Uh-huh.
like
submit.
They like reject.
Submit.
Yeah, exactly. They like reject.
Uh-huh.
You gotta amend that.
They're like, yeah, I'm gonna need to see you in my office.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Step
oh
into
no.
my office. What's
Say
my
it ain't
office
so.
hours? They be ready at you. What's their office hours?
All right, it's about that time. We're gonna jump into our topic.
Topic.
We're gonna turn this over
To Naya.
so we can go through these candidates.
Yes.
She's gonna give us some background, some how they say information you can use.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we talking.
so you don't talk ignorant.
Well,
Sound
we discussing
ignorant.
1, 2, 3,
2020
4, 5.
come and you tell me how, I don't want to vote for that person because something you saw on TV
Right.
that wasn't even true. Like, learn about people before you get to judging.
Yes. So
All right, Naya.
take it over, Naya.
All right, so we got the 2020 presidential election coming
Yes.
up.
Yes, Lord.
And we got about 24, I think last count, 24 contestants on the Democratic
I don't
side.
count past 5 or 6.
Exactly. Now, certainly, in terms of, there's only one requirement to run for president of the United
Ain't
States.
that crazy?
One requirement, that you be 35. You don't have to have a college degree. You don't have to have a financial background, a legislative background. All you have to do is be 35.
They
So
need to change that
exactly.
immediately, so we
yeah.
won't have the same
Exactly.
nonsense going.
Yeah, so because that's the only requirement, we now have about 24 people in the race. Now, certainly there's 24 people in the race, but we know not many are going to make it. We've had,
Right.
I think, three debates now. Is
Yes.
it? The 3 debates we've had.
Yep.
So the next round, each round of debates is going to narrow the field.
Yes.
The next round of debates is going to be the top 8. And in order to make it into the top 8, they have to have raised a certain amount of money, and they have to have raised it from 130 individual donors. And the reason that is so that if I'm running for
One
president,
person.
I won't just
Right.
have one person say, I'm going to give her one pack.
Right.
Political Action Committee say, I'm going to give her a large amount.
Yeah.
So, and the rationale behind that is that if you're able to raised over 130,000 individual donations. That means that you've got some support behind you.
Right.
Exactly.
And we need to narrow it down so we can start hearing what these people are talking about.
Right.
You know, I'm sure they're all great contenders, but the reality is, unless you are in the top 5 or 6 name recognition,
Right.
you just don't stand a chance. You know, you may have great ideas. So
Yeah, because Elizabeth Warren called me up. I said, baby, I ain't got it. I ain't got it.
they all call and email.
It was like, Lizzie, look here.
They all call and email. Yeah. So I'm sure, as we
I
all
ain't
know.
got no calls, emails, maybe because I ain't filed my taxes.
That's not why.
No,
It ain't got nothing to do with it.
No, because I
They
ain't
buy
filed
the
my
list.
You must, yeah, I was
They
gonna
buy
say,
the
they
phone
buy
list.
different lists, so yeah, you must
And
not
you
have
probably
signed
not
up
even
with any.
answering the calls.
Probably not.
Yeah, or you must haven't signed up with certain. Yeah, they buy different
crazy.
email lists, so
I
yeah.
thought it was my taxes.
No,
Let's stop talking about taxes.
no.
They do.
So yeah, we've got about 6, or we've got a couple top contenders.
Yep.
Certainly, we've got Elizabeth Warren, we've got Bernie Sanders, we've got Kamala Harris, we've got Joe Biden,
Corey.
we've got Cory Booker, we've got Julio
Amy.
Castro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Amy Klobuchar. Who said you said that?
No.
I said Amy.
Oh,
But I like
We got Amy
the other guy.
Klobuchar.
Last name start with a B.
Oh, Mayor Pete.
Pete,
yeah.
Mayor Pete is the breakout
Yes.
of this
I
campaign.
like him.
I like Mayor Pete.
A lot of people do, clearly. He has a lot of support.
He
has a lot
do
of
have
support.
a lot of support, but
He's
I
the
didn't even
breakout
put
of
him
the
down
pack.
because let me just tell you, sometimes it does. Sometimes you can get breakouts,
Yeah.
and then those numbers start like diminishing.
Beto O'Rourke. He was a
Yeah.
great breakout candidate when he ran for Senate. Now he's not doing as well on the national
Right.
stage.
Yes.
So we've got quite a few candidates. So who's going to be the nominee?
I can tell you.
You
Give
think
us
the
some
fix
facts.
is in?
Give us some facts.
Okay,
on
I was gonna
Maya.
say I'll
I
give
was-
the facts. Then you can
yeah,
say if you think the
yeah.
fix is in.
Yeah.
So the facts in terms of who actually becomes the nominee, it really is based upon the primary elections, the straw polls, and it's based upon the Democratic delegates. So each state gets a certain number of delegates that they can send to the DNC, Democratic National Convention. And you have to have a certain amount of delegates in order to get the nomination. So right now, while these candidates is working the general public, they are definitely working them delegates to
Yes.
get that delegate vote.
Oh, definitely.
So that's who they really working is them delegates to get that delegate vote. But again, certainly public input, it does carry a lot of weight, of course, in terms of who's going to be the nominee. So we've got, let's talk about Elizabeth Warren
That's
and
my-
Bernie Sanders.
That's my pick.
We've got, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders right now are what's considered the progressive candidates.
Yeah.
Progressive meaning that they are the most left-leaning, meaning most of their ideas center around social safety nets, social financial safety nets. Those are considered progressive candidates.
And they're both independent, right?
Well, Bernie
Bernie's
was independent.
independent,
Elizabeth Warren has always been Democratic, although Bernie's always been independent. You have to caucus with one of the
Right.
parties.
Right. So
He's
he
always
caucused
caucused with the
Democrats.
Democrats. Yeah. So between Elizabeth Warren and Bernie, one of them are going to cancel one out.
Right.
The question remains to be seen. Will it be Elizabeth Warren or Bernie? As we know, in the last campaign, Bernie was fired up. He had a
Yes.
lot
Yeah.
of grassroots. A lot of the millennials loved Bernie
Yes.
and still do. Elizabeth Warren, she was kind of overshadowed. This go-round, though, especially with the debates having taken place, and now that you're able to hear her plans and
Right.
stuff, a lot of people are like, wow. Okay, Elizabeth, myself
ready.
included.
Yeah.
I'm like,
She
wow,
ready.
exactly. I'm like, she's
That's my
ready.
girl. She
and
ready.
She's got plans. Because you got to keep in mind, a candidate can say anything. I can go in front of an audience tomorrow and say, I'm
Right.
going to give you free this and that. It's all about, one, how can it be done? And two,
Right.
can they do it?
Do it.
Right.
Because there's, even though you're the president still has to work through the Congress.
Congress.
to do certain
Right.
things. But Elizabeth Warren, she's got some sound plans. Her plans are sound.
Yep.
Certainly, some of them are progressive, but she's got some sound plans.
Yes.
I think it's been proven of all the candidates, she has the most plans for what
Right.
she says she wants
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
Bernie's got some great ideas.
He do.
Mike, I'm a little concerned with how is he going to pay for those ideas.
Right.
Yeah.
It's great to say we want Medicare for all, we want tuition for all. How are you going to pay for
Yeah,
it?
because we
That's
already
the
in
thing.
debt as a country.
Yeah,
So
going deeper and deeper.
And I owe taxes. oh.
You keep saying- So that's Bernie and Elizabeth. So now we've got couple of the newcomers, Kamala Harris.
Yep.
A lot of
Okay.
people
I
are
like Kamala.
A lot of people are liking.
She's not gonna make it, but I like her.
Yeah, a lot of people are liking Kamala.
Okay.
Kamala has a record. So when you're a candidate and you've already ran for office, that means you have a record. That can be good and bad because you could have made some bad choices, and people can bring those up. Kamala was the Attorney General for California, and she was a tough on crime Attorney General, which is what you want in an Attorney General.
Right.
But when you're running for president,
It
you kind of
looks
speak in a
bad.
different language.
People still bring that back up, baby.
Yeah, exactly. So, but she's doing good. After the last debate, her poll numbers did go down a couple points, and her donations went down a little bit. But she's still doing pretty good. Mayor Pete has been the breakout.
I like Mayor.
He has been the breakout. In fact,
He's the youngest too.
Youngest, and never has there ever been a mayor that went right from mayor to president.
And he's the big fundraiser guy.
Yeah, he's raising big dollars. He's
making strides.
Pete, call me, Pete.
And he's got some good ideas too. He's got some good ideas. I haven't heard as many plans for those ideas, but he's got some good ideas.
Yes.
Pete's problem, again, because he's an elected official, meaning he has a record.
Yep.
His record on racial justice for South Bend is not as robust as you would want it to be nationally. He hasn't been opposed to anything, but he hasn't necessarily done anything to move the needle forward. So that's sort of been his challenge. So, but certainly he reads well, meaning, people like him. He's charming.
Yep.
He's got that military background.
I like him.
So, yeah, he's doing very well. Yeah.
And he's single, right?
No, he's married.
He's married. Okay.
He's
Well,
he
you
has
married.
a partner.
I said you married. What, are you asking?
No, because it's one of them candidates that are single. It's a candidate.
Cory Booker.
Yeah.
Cory Booker, who we haven't talked about.
Well, he dates,
but Mayor
what's her name?
Rosario
Dawson.
Dawson. Mayor Pete
So
is married
out
to
just
a.
right there.
So Mayor Pete, he's out there. We'll spend a quick little time on Cory Booker.
Right.
After the first debate, one of the political pundits wrote about Cory Booker, death by 1,000 platitudes. Cory Booker is good with one-liners and platitudes.
Yes. Yep.
He's got some great one-liners and platitudes, get you riled up. But Cory, beyond that, what's your plan?
Who is Cory Booker? That's what I want to know. I just know he used to be a singer.
Well, he was the former mayor of New Jersey.
I'm talking about the other Cory Booker.
Oh, okay. Are you serious right now?
See, that's the problem right there.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay, everybody, the Cory Booker that's running for the 2020 is not the old singer.
No. He was.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I know it's not the singer. I'm just saying that he's so don't nobody really know him.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you hear Cory Booker, I instantly think of the singer. I never think of him.
But he was the mayor of Newark, right?
Yeah, he was mayor of Newark, and then he served in the New Jersey state legislature.
Right.
So he had some
he
background.
could stick right in there.
But
and
they said that
mental
he
in
had the highest rate of frisking
stop and frisk.
frisking African Americans.
Yeah, stop and frisk. Yeah, that's his record that he needs to get past.
Right.
Nice guy, but clearly not going to be in the top five. No. So
now, what about JoJo?
I was going to say, so we leaving Uncle Joe.
Okay,
for
so
last. Well,
here's
not
the
for
thing.
last.
Originally, I wanted him to run.
Right. Me too.
And then
but now
it made a
I'm
turn somewhere along the way. Like something didn't go good.
Do that face again, Shayna. Okay, so consensus, that's the consensus for a lot of people.
Like, I was like, yeah. Then I was like,
That's the consensus with a lot of people for Uncle Joe.
Right.
And myself included. I was like, Joe is my guy. I don't really
said
need to
that
hear
too.
nobody else.
Right.
This is my
Exactly.
guy.
And then Joe started talking.
Well,
Right.
Partially
Doing
he
and
started
talking.
talking. Here's my thought. I think certainly that's who the National Party wants, and I think they've gotten to him and kind of told him, calmed him down a little bit. They need to let Joe be Joe.
Yeah.
Joe can battle Trump.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joe is scrappy. They need to let him be.
Yeah.
let
As
the
a
Joe
vice
be
president,
Joe.
That's exactly
he did
what
well
I
as a
said.
vice
Stop all
They
that.
need to let
stop
him
all
go
that
hard.
Politically
be above
correct.
the fray or
political
or
correct
no,
way.
Yeah,
you
no.
cannot do this with this candidate we have now.
Like Joe
no,
said,
no,
he'll take him on.
no.
He won't last around with him.
And I think he could if his
Physically
handlers would
and
let
mentally.
him be himself.
Yeah,
If his
well,
handlers would let him be
I
himself.
don't know.
Yeah.
Certainly his past debate performances have not been his best.
Right.
I
And
think
everybody
that,
don't do great.
Yeah.
Right on the spot. Boom. You
But
got 2 minutes.
I think he had handlers in his
Yes.
ear telling him, "Oh, you need to play it safe. You need to do this."
Yeah, no,
You know,
let Joe go ham.
let him be himself, and I think he could certainly go toe to toe with
Yes.
the current president. I think he could certainly go toe to toe. In fact, I think a lot of the pundits have said the DNC is going to do themselves a disservice
Yes.
if they continue to
To-
sort of
yeah.
Take the upper road.
not
Take
with
the
this
higher road.
with this guy.
You got to get low. You got to
Not
get
this
down
guy.
in the dirt and mud right with Trump. Because that's
Yeah.
where he live and that's where he good in.
Exactly.
In the dirt. So you got to get in the dirt too. You got to get dirty.
Yeah, with this guy, you can't do the take the higher road. You got to be able to get
No,
out.
And a
no.
lot of people are not
Yeah.
even. And the sad part about this is that on the Republican side, people don't even really want to waste their money to run against Trump because they
Right.
already know they not gonna get
Right.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
no, he's not going to get
So
any
nobody
challengers,
wants to
no.
run against him
Yeah.
because they already know that's gonna be a waste of their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not going to get
Like
any
what
challengers.
candidate is strong? Nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah, especially this. It would be late in the game for them too. But no one. He's not going to get any
No,
challengers.
he already knew that.
Yeah, yeah, and so that allows him to ramp up his
Yeah, shenanigans.
yeah, right, his shenanigans.
Shenanigan. He got the shenanigan game.
I know.
Yes.
Here I was trying to think of a nice word for it, but that's exactly what it is.
Yes.
So he can ramp up his shenanigans because he has no challenger.
Right.
He can go. He can
Super
go
hard.
exactly.
Super low, super dirty.
Exactly. So we.
I mean, that's just
And that's how
who
you
he
have.
is,
Unfortunately, you have to sometimes get dirty. Unfortunately, and we have come to a point that Democrats cannot play. Like with this
No.
election, don't sugarcoat shit. You got to
No.
come straight hardcore.
Exactly.
Because that's how he coming.
Exactly.
He already getting new information from Russia.
exactly. Exactly. So
shoot.
a lot of the candidates,
It be so many bots on Facebook under them little candidate
Yes.
and CNN. All they little every story. It could be a good story. Oh, the mother saved her child. Well, the child shouldn't have been like, damn.
Yeah.
They go hard. Oh, but with you liberals, how did this become a bad story?
Exactly.
How did it
Always.
become political? So they got so many robots on Facebook that it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Facebook is trying to do a great job of this time around. But what's interesting about that is when that whole scandal came out about the fake news, I was surprised that anybody was even believing that stuff. I
Exactly.
mean, when you just looked at the quality of the headline
And the writing.
you just knew that was fake news.
Right.
Who was believing that stuff? So,
Words misspelled,
yeah.
chopped up
Just
sentences.
ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous sound.
But
It
that's
was
people
ridiculous.
who don't read from the get go.
Yeah.
And they going by what they heard, what I heard. Because I'm
then
telling you, just
a
yesterday,
lot of
my
people
neighbor was
love
saying
to play
something, and
into
I'm
the
like,
hype.
That's not true.
Yeah.
But people love to play into the hype
Yeah.
of it too. So you got to understand that you always gonna have a sum of
Instigator.
yeah. Unfortunately, that's just the world we live in.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always those people. Whatever the masses are going with, they're going to go against it. So,
Always
just
gonna have
because.
that instigator
because.
over there on the sideline.
Yeah, my hope is this go round. So for the 2016 election, there were less people who voted in the 2016 presidential election than 2012. So my hope this go round is that
People come out.
one, they come out, and also in terms of less people vote. Also this year, in 2016, there was a interesting statistic that came out. So in the voting world, typically you have what's called ballot drop-off, meaning most people say, I'm just going to vote for president. I don't know who these
Right.
local people are. I'm not
Right.
about to
Right.
vote for that. I'm just going to vote for governor. So that's called ballot drop-off.
Right.
So it tends to drop off considerably toward the bottom.
Yes.
Last presidential election, it
was the
flipped
opposite.
over.
Yeah.
It was the opposite.
You had people that voted for down ballot offices
And didn't
but
even
did
wanna
not
touch
vote
the
for
president.
Right.
president. There was 90,000 people that did that in Michigan alone. That's never happened.
Right.
So the way
And
that
that
was
turned the state
interpreted,
red.
yeah, the way that was interpreted was that there were people that did not want. There were people on the blue side that the
just
fact
felt
that
like they
Bernie
could
didn't
not-
get in.
they
was
could
like,
not
I'm not
support
voting.
Hillary.
Yeah.
I'm not voting at all.
I was
Exactly.
almost one of them.
Yeah.
There were
I ain't
a
gonna
lot.
lie.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that.
I got up to the very part of circling in, like,
So that means
but we-
people
we
that you
see how
have
that
to vote.
backfired.
I got to do
You still have to
somebody.
vote. If you don't like your
Yeah.
candidate, you
I
still
still
have
voted
to
for
vote for the
Hillary.
place to vote.
Exactly.
Yeah, I still voted for Hillary, even though I was a pro Bernie fan.
Yeah.
and I was very disappointed. I almost wrote Bernie name in, but I was like, that would be a disservice because they said if we do that, then
Well,
Trump don't get
technically,
in, but
Hillary did win.
yeah,
Well, she won the popular vote, just not the
just not the
college
electoral.
vote.
I mean,
so what people
Yeah.
need to realize
She-
with this election is Trump, out of the 3 states that turned red, which was Michigan, Wisconsin, and Ohio.
Ohio already.
No, I'm sorry.
Ohio been red.
Indiana or Illinois. It was one of them.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It got to be Indiana. No, because
it might have been
Indiana's
Illinois.
red. Illinois,
So
maybe.
it was Michigan, Wisconsin, and
Definitely
Illinois.
Michigan.
Because Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana is red.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was those 3 states. He only got to win 2
Yep.
to win the re-election.
Yep.
Right.
So that means we really, really, really have to push Democrats. He only got to win 2 out of 3,
Yep. Yeah. So you
Oh,
got.
so you are a Democrat.
maybe.
I'm with the Green
So
Tea
let's-
Party.
the Independent Party,
Right.
the Libertarian Party. So
Right.
yeah, what that means is that you may not like whoever wins the nomination. Let's say if it's Joe and you don't like Joe. Let's say if it's Bernie Sanders, you don't like him. Let's say if it's Elizabeth Warren. You may not like them, but what 2016 has showed you,
Yes.
if you want another 4 years of what we got,
Of this guy?
yeah,
Of this guy?
If you know what, here's the thing. I'm gonna say this
Exactly.
about Trump. Trump, if he wasn't so ignorant,
Yes.
I can deal with the man.
Exactly.
But-
Exactly.
Exactly. And in 2016, he had no record. So certainly there was a lot of
Right.
people that felt, well, he's been a great businessman. Certainly he'll
Yep.
be a great president.
Right,
But
right.
now he has a record, and he has shown you in two years, he has taken this country from, we're going to say from top to darn near the bottom in 2 years.
Okay.
So
Listeners,
I mean,
I know this
but
is
when you
not
talk
a
about
word.
wealth, not so much in wealth. though.
Right.
no, I mean
So
in
that's
terms
the
of
difference.
diplomatic relationships.
Yeah. So,
no.
but,
Yeah, no,
but people
yeah.
care about money.
Yeah. This
so
is the thing,
so
though.
that money vote, Trump, you voting for Trump. You want that money.
Well, if you're in the high earners,
If
but
you're
we
high
saw how
earners.
that tax cut fared out. At least
Yes.
for me, it cut
Yeah.
it added to mine. I mean, I didn't
I
get a cut.
owe
Mine
taxes.
increased. Exactly, mine increased.
Yeah.
If you were in the middle, if you're a middle
Yes.
income earner, it's been proven most of those people taxes increase.
Yes.
Only if you were in the top
But
top
you
tier
know,
did
you
yours
got
decrease.
people that always vote against their best interests.
interest.
But then you have people.
And unfortunately, it's white people. Y'all vote against middle class and lower class
I
white
wouldn't
people.
say that. I
They
would
vote
say
against their
anybody.
interests.
I would say anybody that some people grew up
No,
being a
survey
Republican.
says,
and they
and
could be.
statistics has
They could
showed
be at the.
the
said what?
poorest states are red.
Yeah,
That's
Alabama.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I'm making.
Mississippi,
Yeah.
That's my
The
point I'm
poorest
making.
states are
Are
red, which
red.
lets me know y'all voting against y'all
Interest.
interests.
Yes, but that's how they were raised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yeah.
If you raised to
Get
be
a clue.
a Republican, that's how you gonna
Yeah,
vote
you
no
gonna
matter
bleed
what
red
your
no matter
status
what.
is. You gonna stick with
What you was
Republicans.
taught.
Yeah.
You don't care about that.
The flip side is you have people that, especially we'll say black people, it's like you have to be a Democrat, but some
Right.
black people are Republicans.
Yeah,
and
and
now
there's nothing wrong with that.
now, it's kind of tough to say that because people be all over you like, what? You black and
Yeah,
you're
a lot of people don't
Republican?
like
Vote
that
for
too.
Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that may
But
be
that money
beneficial
for them.
them. Yeah.
You know,
the
so
money
you do have to look at
aspect
that.
talks for them.
Yeah.
I have people that is no longer friends with people because they were Republicans.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you're not.
I
that
have
free-
people that say, if you vote for Trump, unfriend me, get off my page, you're not my friend. I'm like, damn. Y'all was just having play dates.
Yeah,
Y'all kids was just having play dates.
dates.
Like my neighbors, I know my neighbors are probably like, it's a mixed crowd. Some Democrats, some Republicans, some white, some black. We don't even get into that type of stuff. And I don't really care. Like, by our conversation, we can kind of tell where we
who-
stand
uh-huh.
with things.
And then when the election comes, you're gonna see
Right.
those.
You'll see them signs.
Signs.
No,
You'll
let
see
me
them
tell you what
signs.
happened. Let me tell you what happened with this last election. A neighbor across the street from me, always speak, always nice. Her brother came over and put Trump, Trump 16 in her yard, one of them little things. And he stayed for a couple hours, and it was up for a couple hours. As soon as he left,
She went and got that out
she went and got that out her
because she
yard.
don't want no
She don't
problem.
want no
Exactly.
problems. She don't want no. But
And
it's
for
never
a day
been
or
that
two, she
polarized.
act like she didn't want to speak to us. I think she might have been scared. Like, they saw it.
It's never
But
been
I
that
was like, I don't
polarized
care.
before. It was, you can
Yeah.
easily say, listen, I'm voting for this person. I'm voting for this
Yeah.
person. But it's something about this Donald
Yeah.
Trump.
And
it
in
is-
Livonia, it
it's
was
like
two houses
personal.
battling.
Oh, wow.
It was a guy who had a Trump sign. He had one of those big porches you could walk off.
Mm-hmm.
He had a flag as big as his house in front of his house. Then 2 houses down, it was Hillary, and they had it all
bless
in their
his heart.
line and everywhere. And the guy who had the Trump stuff, of course, when Trump won, he took all his stuff down. Now the house who had all the Hillary stuff is no longer Hillary stuff. Now it's all Black Lives Matter.
Switch.
Right. They're gonna irritate
Don't
him.
win that cause. I'm gonna win this cause.
So, and then I saw the little Trump house up for sale. So I don't know what's going on.
They're like, we gotta move away from this Black Lives Matter. I ain't about to be bothered with this Black Lives Matter.
And and for the record, neither family is black.
Oh my goodness.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, so it was a bitter rival on fire. They actually in both their houses sat right on 5 miles. I would be going to Kroger and I would laugh so hard every day. Like, they were literally 2 houses apart, and
Wow.
I would never see nobody else. You know, I would see one outside, but I wouldn't see the other.
Right.
And so that's how I learned that neither family was black. But yeah, they go hard on that one little section.
Well, even in my area,
it's
you know, you see
hilarious.
the people that put the little picket signs up,
Yeah.
and then you see the people that have torn them down,
Yeah.
too.
And then
Like in the middle of the
Livonia-
night.
Yeah, Livonia
Yeah.
on 7 Mile, I think they stand out where the old Kmart used to be.
Oh, yeah.
They have a lot of
Yeah.
people that stand out there and have you signing, and they
Oh,
raise
yeah.
who they want. Then you see people blowing their horn, throwing trash out the window. It goes bad
Yeah.
now. These elections
Yeah.
go bad.
Yeah, it's
it ain't
become
that
very
serious for me.
polarizing. Yeah, it's become
But
very
I think
polarizing.
what it
yeah.
is it's the climate that we in
Yes,
with Trump.
and it's sad.
Trump has really brought out the worst.
He's ramped it
Yes.
up. Yeah,
You
he's
know,
really
so-
ramped it up. Yeah.
I'm not about to
Yeah.
fight you.
And one of the things I still stick by, I have no problem with you being a Republican.
At all.
What I do have a problem with is if you think everything that this idiot is doing is
It's
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
not okay.
Yeah.
Like, come on, he's a
Yeah.
racist.
Yeah.
But if you're a racist, then you would be like,
Then,
oh, yeah,
yeah,
I don't see
okay,
nothing
that's
wrong with
fine,
it.
yeah.
No,
But
he's
what
a
about
racist.
what they did?
Yeah.
Who did?
I don't care what party you with.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're wrong, you're wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And that's how
don't
I
care.
feel. Just like the Democrat that did the blackface. You're wrong.
yeah.
And the DNC should have did something about that immediately. They should have nipped him in the bud, because if it, like they said, if it was a Republican, they would have wanted him to step
would've
down
called for it,
immediately
yeah.
and boycott it and have petitions.
Yeah, when you're
So,
wrong, you're wrong.
You wrong, you
I mean, you
wrong.
know,
It
that's
don't matter
just the way I
what
feel about
party.
it.
It don't matter what color, what race. Just like the boy who beat up the boy on Davidson and Dexter and left that poor little boy to die like that.
Oh, yeah.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He
I
should
don't
be
care.
underneath the jail.
Because you
Yeah,
had some people
wrong.
saying, well, he white. He shouldn't have been in that area anyway. People got the
No.
right to go any damn where they want to
See,
go
that's
without
ridiculous.
being killed and beat to death.
Yeah, that was so
Yeah,
senseless.
that was
ridiculous.
That was so disgusting.
To say that white people
A
don't
very
belong in the
unfortunate
city.
situation.
That's ignorant as hell.
Yeah.
So I hate when people say, oh, blacks run Detroit. White people shouldn't be there.
And that's an untruth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yeah.
For the longest, whites ran Detroit until Coleman Young came through. So please.
Yeah.
And then they was skating outside.
Exactly.
Getting the
Hitting
Southfield.
eight-
Right.
and
Hitting 8 miles
As he
fast.
said, hit 8 Mile. Yeah, 'cause Coleman Young and L. Brooks Patterson, boy,
Yeah,
they
them
used to
two.
go
Yo,
at it. Oh,
yes.
my goodness.
That
And you
was
can
some good
see-
fight.
and you can
I
see
hope
why.
they do a little
That was
tribute and
iconic.
show some of that old
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, they
because
did
would
that
be
with
good.
Bill Bonds and
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Coleman
Coleman
Young.
Coleman Young.
Because you know they had that rivalry forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was. Woo.
And that's when
Yeah.
politics was good. You know, like,
Yeah.
even though at the end of the day they talk they shit, they still would come together and break bread or be like,
Yeah.
you know, on the low, you know, they was having some drinks on the low together.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, I hate that person.
Yeah, it
or
wasn't like a
yeah.
battlefield. Like, now we got to go to war for our candidate and
Yeah.
fight. And like you said, it just become too much.
It's too polarized.
people is
It's
just
too
You
polarized.
scared to even
And
say
I-
who you vote for. I don't know who you vote for. I mean,
Yeah.
because you scared.
I
You
just
don't
think
know
you
what the person
shouldn't
gonna
really
do.
discuss
Politics.
Yeah,
And
politics
religion
and
is another
religion.
one of-
Well, yeah, every war has been started due to either politics or religion.
Or a
So-
woman.
Or money.
And mostly politics and religion.
Or money.
Or a woman.
Or I'm going to have to be like 50 Cent. Hey, I need my money by Monday.
Hey,
I'm
y'all,
gonna
hey,
need
so
that
y'all
money
saying it's
by
been
Monday.
MOB, it's been money over bitches. They
Hey.
say the women have started, the love of a woman has started majority of wars as well.
Well, they said that's why so
Hey.
many at the graveyard.
Well, no, that's what I was about to say. My daddy said, shout out to Butch, my daddy says plenty of pussy problems in the graveyard. So that let y'all know.
Money problems and
Pussy problems in the the graveyard. I mean, people done died for the shit. So don't become a victim. So we ain't discussing because it seems like gonna be pretty political problems in the graveyard in a minute. The way
yes,
it's
it
going.
is. Yes,
Well,
it is.
well,
If
wrapping
Trump
up.
win again, if they start rioting, and I said if Trump win again, I think it's gonna be some
crazy.
rioting and some looting.
Yeah, I
It's
think
gonna
it'll be
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I mean, we already
It'll be
know what
crazy.
And
to
I've been
expect.
watching The Handmaid's Tale, and I really don't need that.
And
to
we're
happen.
not getting into that. But we
I
are going to
just-
wrap up. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up.
No Handmaid's Tale.
So the word is to vote.
Vote. Whether you Republican, Democrat, liberal,
Just vote.
grassroots.
Just vote.
Whatever.
And these candidates, last election cycle, candidates spent over $1 billion with the B dollars on information. So I bet not hear nobody say, well, I don't know who the candidates are. If you don't know who the candidates are, you literally have to be
And
living
they're on
under
the
a rock.
news
Yes.
every day. All you got to do is turn on
Yes.
CNN,
Yes.
Fox 2,
The local news.
Channel
The
4,
local.
Channel 7,
Yeah.
all of that.
Learn your information, get educated, and vote the right way. Whatever way that is for you. Just make sure you vote the right way and you know who you're voting for, and not just off popularity.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's another thing.
Off of name recognition, like you said. So,
Learn something.
yes. So this is Drama and Drinks.
Hey, well, we want to thank our guest,
Yes,
our
thanks,
political
Naya.
It's
consultant,
been
for
wonderful, ladies.
gracing us with her
Yes.
her presence
It's been
today.
wonderful.
We got a lot of
Yes.
good information. So follow those candidates. Stay up. And this is Drama and Drinks with Jay and Shay.
And the next time we come back, you know what? I don't know what we're gonna talk about.
Right.
You tell us what we're gonna talk about. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram,
Drama and
Twitter.
Drinks.
Hit us up. And let us know what subjects you would like to hear from,
Yes.
or if you want to be a guest.
Yes.
We will probably.
And if you want to be
Well,
a guest,
depending on
know
what you
your
wanna talk
topic. If
about.
you want to be your guest, know your topic.
and bring some drinks, because we're not gonna keep supplying these drinks.
And we out.
Peace out.
Bye.
Goodbye.